Good morning, guys. It's 8:38 in the morning on the 20th of January 2019. The government is still shut down. It's currently in its 30th day. The countdown reached 29 days, 3 hours, 39 minutes, and 4 seconds. I'm looking out for something potentially happening today around either 4 or 11 o'clock. I can't tell you whether that's AM or PM. In my opinion, it's most likely PM, but keep an eye out for those things happening. Now, obviously, we're looking at 29 days, as I've said before. If it reaches 29 days, 11 hours, or even 29 days and 23 hours, which would still be a representation of 11, that would read second, 9, and then 11, whether that's 2 ones or 23. So keeping an eye on that, and that would obviously bring us into the eclipse time period. In the video, at this point, this is when the old lady is in the tower. Now, I haven't thought about it this way before, but we pointed out the significance of the 3 X's on her shoe. There's a reason they've drawn those 3 X's, and those 3 X's represent the number 30. And we're inside this tower where she's locked up or she's locked down, and she's got all these tally marks written everywhere. And it's basically like a prisoner inside a cell, counting down or counting up how many days they've been there. And that reminds me of the shutdown. Instead of a shutdown, we have a lockdown in this scenario with the number 30 attached to it. And we're currently into the 30th day, 29 days, 3 hours in, we're on the 30th day. So that could be actually telling us that these events, whatever she sees outside the window and starts backing away from, actually occurs on the 30th day of the shutdown. So that's today, the 20th of January, moving into the 21st. So again, keep an eye out. It may be significant. Another connection to possible the shutdown is this. We have all these fish, and we know now that they're tsunami fish, and there's 30 of them. We took some time, slowed the video right down, and counted the number of fish into this boat, and there's 30 of them, and they're all not just tsunami fish, but they all have this black and white appearance, like barcodes, or again, that has connotations to prison or being locked up or something. Again, I think it's a subliminal or symbolic representation of the shutdown. 30 fish in this barcoded look, giving you that impression of prison. So you get that lockdown, shutdown analysis again. And obviously there's 30 of them, 30-day shutdown, and there's tsunami fish. So where we're looking at for a potential tsunami, that all lines up. And we know they're tsunami fish because they have been spotted off the coast of California. They look like this in real life, very similar, white, black, striped fish. You can see some more of the images here. So I think that's a correct interpretation. Obviously, we talked about tsunamis well before we ever thought about this being tsunami fish. So now that we know, it matches up correctly. Then we've got the winter storm coming in. Over 100 million people on a winter storm watch. From Missouri to Maine, so that literally covers the entire area that we've been talking about in terms of New York and Washington. So again, we seem to have a match-up with the iPad Go 2 video in the sense of a wintry scene. We know that we've got kids in cages, we've got the border war issue going on, talking about fencing and stuff like that, so all of that is, again, appears to be depicted here. Today, the 20th, is the lunar 15, which I think is what could be put on the eyebrow here, with the L upside down over here, the 5 sideways, and the 1 off to the side. And obviously, as I said, when we look at the lunar calendar, check out the lunar 15. That's today, the 20th of January, the 2nd year of Donald Trump's inauguration as president. So there may be quite a few connections. Obviously, today again is the 20th of January. Through to the 21st is the lunar eclipse, blood moon, wolf moon. That's going to be occurring in around 17 hours, coming up to 10:30 East Coast. That's about 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3 o'clock on the in the UK. So all these connections, and obviously another connection to the video is the possibility of this being the blood moon eclipse that we're seeing. If that's the case, then we're not only looking out for potential issues with Donald Trump, as they've drawn him lying on his back here on the upper eyebrow, We also have to look out for Iran blocking the Strait of Hormuz, which it appears that they're doing in this scene. This scene is a mixture of different things going on at the same time. So you've got the blood moon eclipse going on, you've got Iran coming out looking like they're blocking the Strait of Hormuz, and that they've got missiles or whatever with them. At the same time, the smoke that they've drawn above Osama bin Laden here is a representation of a volcanic eruption, but at the same time, it's a representation of a tsunami wave. Just imagine it as a surfer. Say Osama bin Laden is the surfer, he's inside the crashing wave as it's folding over, and this thing where he's raising up his hands. There's a thing Muslims do before they pray. I think it's called wuzu, and basically it's a cleansing kind of ritual. Wash the face, the hands, the feet before they go and do their prayers, and it's very similar to that. And obviously that has connections with water washing over. So again, that is pretty much what a tsunami does. It washes over things. So we seem to have the blood moon, possible reference to a volcanic eruption, which again appears to be signified by the flame upside down on Osama bin Laden's beard. Obviously, the volcano moves upwards, so that would make sense. So keep an eye out for all those things. Hopefully nothing happens, but you know, just putting the warning out there. Over here, we also have the interpretation for the volcanic eruption, which I've spoken about. Again, on the floor, we've got the number 15, but we also appear to have, if I make it bigger, we also appear to have the number 4, as pointed out before as well. So we've got 15 and 4, and we've got the L over here, lunar. L is the 12th letter, so 12th lunar month, 15th lunar day, I'm getting from that. And the 4, again, may connect to the time in terms of 4 o'clock, 4 p.m., 4 a.m. I'm not sure which one, but we are again looking at the red apple, which again has a reference to the blood moon, New York. So that's all 20th, 21st, putting that into that time frame. The number 17 down here, obviously the 17th was passed on the Gregorian calendar, but the 17th lunar day is yet to come, which is on the 22nd of January. And if we're getting 22nd on the lunar calendar on Obama's foot, then we may be getting 22nd on the Gregorian calendar as the representation of the V, which is the 22nd letter of the alphabet. So it may be that those two things are working together in that sense. I've already pointed out how Obama's eyes and nose are made up as a volcano. So you can see, we've always wondered what this little mark on the top here is. It's actually the top of the volcano with lava coming out. That's the representation. And the rest of the volcano comes down as the shape of his nose here. You can see why they've drawn it a little bit darker. The dark eyes are actually smoke coming out from the top of the volcano, and the marks above his eyes, which aren't his eyebrows because they're up here, these marks are actually lava shooting out from the volcano. So you can see that this is where the top is, and it lines up directly going that way, and it lines up directly going that way. So it's basically a volcanic eruption we're seeing on Obama's face. And that again, Kilauea, Mount Etna, other volcanoes on watch as well, but those two of particular interest. As I've said before, the USGS even confirmed the theory that we've taken from this video, which is super blood moon could possibly cause the Hawaiian volcano to erupt. The super blood wolf moon will grace the skies this month, and the astrological event could potentially cause a volcanic eruption on Hawaii, according to the USGS, US Geological Survey. So for those of you who don't really like these kind of videos where it seems as if we're just pulling things out of nowhere, we have some real world events that have unfolded and, you know, have connections to this video. The theory of Kilauea erupting during the blood moon wasn't first taken from the USGS. It was taken from this video, and now we have confirmation, which was published on the 8th of January. And last of all, in this video again, just referring to the 20th of January, we may have another connection with the XX, which is the number 20, and the IV, which is the number 4. I've talked about the number 4 in this video quite a lot, not in just this video, but in previous videos as well. The 4 icicles on the wall, the 4 pins on the map, the 4 letters missing from the alphabet chart, A, B, C, and D, quite a few references to 4, so keep an eye at that time because I just think it might be a time rather than a date. XX20 for time, and obviously we've got the XX here with basically the eyes of the hangman, which is representing death. So the connection to 20 and death is right there. And if I just go back very quickly, the L15, Donald Trump on his back, another connection to death. The L15 connection to the 20th of January, so that's 20 on the hangman, 20 on the eyebrow, and both have connections to an incident. That's what I'll say. Just quickly go back there. On the back of his head, we've talked about the representation of the letter J-O-S-E, which is Jose, or you can also look at it as J-U-S-E-S, which is just moving off to the edge over here. If you switch the U and the E, then you've got Jesus, or in this interpretation I'm looking at it as Jesus, which is obviously a South American name, and that is also similar with Jose, so one of those two names I feel like is going to be involved in this incident if it does happen. The number 20 clear, lunar 15 clear, that's today, so keep an eye out for anything happening. We've got a lot to watch for: Iran, blood moons, volcanic eruptions, tsunamis, Donald Trump, possible incident. And this is all, it's all in the worst time because we have the government shutdown, we've got the winter storm coming. It wouldn't be good if those things unfolded while you're unable to get federal help and you've got extreme winter conditions. Just make it even worse. So, you know, if, for example, if the electricity is out, winter suddenly becomes deadly. So you guys keep your eyes open. If you see anything like this happen, just move quick to prepare yourselves. Be prayerful, be watchful. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.